Alright, I figured I'd do a video. Um, I just got my Clearview XL dark smoke windshield for the Lowrider ST. And I figure I'd show you the box it came in, the hardware, and then a comparison of the standard windscreen that comes with the bike, the 10-inch Harley Davidson windscreen that I currently had on the bike, and the new Clearview windscreen. I'm also gonna install it, see what it looks like in the garage. Currently it's 25 degrees outside and there's snow on the ground, so I don't really plan on doing any riding right now, but I just figured I'd do a short video on what it looks like on the bike and if I have any issues installing it on the bike. I guess some people have voiced their opinions on the fitment of the windscreen to the bike, and it's not fitting properly, so I'll see if I run into that issue. If not, I'm not gonna videotape me putting it on, so if everything goes smooth, you'll see that, and then that'll be the end of the video. Yep. Definitely snow outside, definitely cold. We're in Ohio, what do you expect? So this is the box that the Clearview windscreen came in. I don't know what they use this foam packing for, but it's all been cut out in pieces, so I don't know if they ship their other windscreens padded with, you know, cutouts, and this is just the extra that comes that they don't use, and they just use it to ship stuff. But that's the box it came in, and there's definitely more than enough padding in there. So there's all three of the windscreens. Disregard the 10-inch one with the paint flaked off. Note to self, next time you decide to use paint or window tint on a windscreen, don't put it anywhere near the seal, because what ended up happening is the paint came off. I ended up painting this on the inside, so I had a gloss finish on the front, but you live and learn. Anyway, this is your standard stock, comes with the bike windscreen. And just a point of comparison, that's the 6-inch, this is the 10-inch. You can see the difference in size. Now I'll compare it, all three of them, to this one. So, stock, 10-inch, and this is considered the XL. You'll see it's wider here, and it's a little wider. Sorry, it's wider here, and it's a little taller up top. The 10-inch one, if I were to put this behind it, let's see that. The 10-inch one, see how it flares towards the rider, and the Clearview actually flares up away from the rider. So it actually is probably going to look taller on the bike compared to the 10-inch. I will also note, I don't know how well you're going to see this, but the thickness of the Harley, it's not going to focus, compared to the thickness of the Clearview is much thicker. So anyway, oh, and I guess I could show you the tint. I don't know how well you're going to be able to compare them. That's Harley's stock 6-inch tint, dark smoke. And this is Clearview's dark. I know you can't really, I kind of opened an end up over there, but you can see that this one is much darker than that one, or at least it looks darker, where that looks more like a smoke. This looks like more of a dark tint. Anyway, alright, well, I'm gonna install it and see if I have any problems with it. And if I come back with issues, I'll let you know, but you can see, I don't know if you can tell the paint that's been stuck onto that. That sucks. I'm going to have to find something to get that off. But for now, it's fine. Anyway, I'll be back. Alright, so here's my progress. I said if I had any problems, I'd come back. So right now, all of these are in. But if you notice, I don't know if you can tell right there. You see how much, you see how off that is? Like that screw is touching the windscreen. And what they gave you is this plastic washer. Now Harley gives you rubber grommets, which, if you think about it, if you had a problem like this, it would be a little bit easier to work with. But right now, none of these, this one's in. I haven't screwed it in all the way. I kept everything loose. This one, you can see how off it is. This one seems to be in. That one's in. That one's in. These weren't very hard to screw in, but if I take this one out, see the hole's right there, but it's actually like the screw goes in like that. And I'm wondering if, I don't know how many of you have the Rockford Fosgate system or have the or have installed the Rockford Fosgate system, but I believe there's a view from the back. I'll have to get it. It does look taller compared to the 10-inch. But if you had installed the Rockford Fosgate system, I believe those two bottom points that screw in to the windshield, I believe those 2 points were replaced. So the fitment isn't perfect from the factory. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to go back and look at the video I made. But I'm almost positive that these two holes right there, the piece that you screw the bolt into was replaced and with the Rockford Fosgate system, and they might be off because it wasn't a factory fit. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can somehow finagle this to work, and if not, I don't know what I'm going to do. Alright, be back later. Alright, well, I was able to get all of them in. But I will say, being that it's a, I don't know if you could see all those. Being that it's a aftermarket windscreen, and that is a very thick windscreen. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this. You see that gap? If I see the light coming through right there. So this part right here actually bends out too much. Sorry. And these screws actually push it back in. I can't really find any other place that does that. And I didn't really tighten down the screws too hard. They're probably about finger tight. I know it's cold out, so I didn't want to tighten them down too much because I don't want to crack it. But this is I should say this isn't a perfect fit. At least I was able to get all, 2, 4, 6 of the screws in. But it does fit. Like I said, I was able to get it to fit. And when I am able to ride it, and I do, if I hear any whistling or whatever, I'm going to assume that it's coming from there, and I might take a little, some foam stripping and install it into there and seal that gap up. I really can't. I've got the Bitwell 10-inch bars, but I actually put 2-inch risers on it. So these are the factory bars that came with it. This is the Bitwell 10-inch riser, and then I have, I think they're LA Chopper or something, 2-inch risers. The 10-inch with these wasn't tall enough for me. So now with the 12-inch and the stock bars, it puts me right at shoulder length. But I don't have my key with me, so thing's gonna start blinking everywhere. Whoops. But there you can see it is definitely taller. Like I said, I'm 6 foot. I'm gonna put this down so it stops doing that. Again, just sitting on it, not being able to ride it. I'm 6 feet tall. I have the Saddleman Explorer seat on it, which actually lifts you up. I don't know if it pulls you back a little or moves you forward, but it lifts you up a little bit. And sitting on it with the 10-inch, the way that 10-inch kind of goes like this, it made it seem a lot smaller. And I had plenty of, eyesight between the windscreen and like my straight point of view. With that, without actually riding it and just sitting on it, it is actually now like right here. So it's almost right at my eyesight, or my nose tip at least. And now looking down, I have to look through it at the ground, where if I wanted to look down at the ground in front of me, I didn't have a windscreen at all to block my view. And that's why I basically blacked out the 10-inch one, because I didn't have to look through it at all anyway. But with this one, it does, at least my first initial impression, it does look like it. I'm seeing over it, but like I said, it's maybe like from the point where it's at, probably right at my nose, somewhere around here. So looking down in front, I will be looking through it. And I didn't take the plastic off, It's not as a drastic of a recurve as, say, a Clockworks, where if you're looking through that recurve, you get that whatever it's called, where it warps what you're looking through. This one doesn't seem like it has that drastic of a recurve. It looks like what they ended up doing is slowly bringing it up and then making a slight recurve. So we'll see, but I was able to fit it on. It was a pain in the butt. I didn't strip any of the screws. What I basically did was remove the plastic grommets out from their place and then started the screw at least 2 or 3 threads in and then forced that grommet in. And then basically, because it's plastic, while it screws in, it'll start grooving into the side of that grommet. So it works, but like I said, there is a gap right at the bottom, and if that becomes a nuisance, I could actually take some of this and put it between it. It's not weather, it's not weather-approved foam, so that might not be, maybe I'll have to get some actual weather stripping that's approved for outdoor use. But anyway, I'm rambling on now. But give you one last look at it, and then I don't know, my next video might be in the spring when I'm able to actually take it out and give you an actual review on it. There'll probably be 100 different reviews on YouTube about with it by the time I'm able to actually take it out and ride. But yeah, that's about it. I'll give you one last look and I'll give you one last look and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.